connect with people, there's closed face and there's open face. And it sounds silly. If I had heard it from a kindergarten teacher, I wouldn't believe it. This guy's a Navy SEAL, so I believe it. That signal that expression sends, I saw that same expression everywhere. At Pixar, at Zappos, at IDEO, that same expression of intense curiosity, awareness, alertness. It's very sort of primeval, but it's very real. That openness that you can send with your facial expression. To send the 2-line email, Laszlo Bock, head of people analytics at Google, has he been here before? He's tremendous. But he's got an email that he suggests people send, which is really simple, especially sending it to people in a team, among each other. And it says, hey, tell me one thing you want me to keep doing and one thing you want me to stop doing. 2 lines that send a really powerful signal of connection and belonging and openness. I want to hear from you. We're even here. I'm not above you. I'm trying to get better. We're about getting better. Small signals that deliver a big message. And finally, obey the 2 times rule. The 2 times rule is that you need to send signals of belonging and safety twice as often as you think you do. Our brains are built to require repetition. We start to get worried even when we know we're connected, even when we know rationally. That amygdala will start to worry. That amygdala will start to fire. And you need to send those signals of connection and safety twice as often as you think. One of the common things I saw in the places that I visited was overthinking. These are teams that are performing at a really high level. They overthink. Coach Popovich, after each season, has individual meetings with each player where he says these words: "Thank you for allowing me to coach you this year." They're paid millions of dollars to play. But he sends that signal because he knows it's a powerful signal of connection. Thank you for allowing me to coach you this year. Overthink. So that's the first chapter. How do I create that connection? But what's that connection for? What's that connection for? Now, there's a moment in team life that we've all experienced, I think, where there's an elephant in the room that people don't want to talk about. Maybe it's a moment of feedback that needs to be given. Maybe it's a moment of truth. And what happens in a lot of groups is that people will not speak out. People will just not speak out. Why is that? How can you get people to speak out, to share accurate information together? Now, there's a pattern that I saw at the places I visited that was stunning, because I kept seeing it over and over again. It was this. It was the leaders sending signals of vulnerability. Leaders. It happened most vividly for me at Pixar. I'm walking around Pixar. Has anybody ever been out there? How cool is Pixar? It's pretty cool. And they have a new building. It's called Brooklyn. It's their studio building. And it's the coolest building I have ever been in my life. And to be fair, I'm from Alaska. We have one building in the town where we live that has an elevator. And we used to take our kids there to ride it. So I have not been in a lot of cool buildings in my life. But Pixar has genuinely cool buildings. There are bars hidden in little speakeasies and just brilliant design touches. And it feels like home and it feels incredible. And so where I'm walking around Pixar with Ed Catmull, who's the founder and president of Pixar, co-founder and president. And he's one of the most brilliant people in computer animation, and he's been at Pixar since the start. He was a big part of building this building. And so I'm walking through there with Ed, and I said, I'm like, this is the coolest building I've ever been in. This is amazing. And he stops, full stop, and he says, actually, this building was a huge mistake. Kind of stops me there. Really? And he said, yeah. The hallways, we made them too narrow, and people don't stop to chat. And we really need people to stop to chat at Pixar. We need that. And we made the atrium too small because people don't really want to gather there either. But the biggest mistake that we made, he said, we didn't realize we were making these mistakes when we were building this building. We didn't even realize it. Most of the time when you compliment a leader on a beautiful building, they say thank you. And they mean it. But that's not what he's up to. He's up to sending a signal of vulnerability. I saw it too at the Navy SEALs. There's a commander there named Dave Cooper who trained the team that got bin Laden. The way he puts it is this: the most important 4 words a leader can say